right. Where? Oh, Oscar, what you doing down there?
I
Boom.
don't know. You have the
There you
buttons.
go. I'm
Usually
like,
you put me in the
where's
waiting
he
room to keep me
hiding?
quiet.
Where's Where's Oscar Capel? Can anybody find Oscar Capel, please?
I'm like Waldo.
Mr. Oscar Capel, what's going on, Doctor?
Oh, fun because we just had a storm go by. I had to run the chickens inside before they get washed away into the Hudson.
No. But you got ninja chickens, man. You've
Yeah,
got
it's
the
true.
ninja chickens,
It's
so they'll survive anything. So welcome back to Focus on You with Phil and Oscar. My name is Phil, and the other guy over there, his name is Oscar, and we are here to present some amazing entrepreneurs to you, for you. No matter where you are, what kind of business you're in, we are here to help. So, just for more information, you can go to pnnstationplus.com. You see it at the bottom right there. Visit pnnstationplus.com. We'll give you some more information about what we do here at the Phoenix National Network. Tons and tons of benefits and stuff for you all out there. So, um, how do you describe someone who's indescribable?
just
Miss
call him Oscar.
Alicia. You keep. I know the show says focus on you, but we're not talking about you, Oscar. It's been 3 years. I've been trying to explain to you that
Then
this
don't
show is
call it
not about
focus
you,
on me. That's all.
but you keep thinking it is, and I'm like, is he okay? Are you okay, bro? You
Could be
okay?
worse. We could have Cusio on here.
Oh,
And yet
listen. Well,
we can't edit
that
live.
that is also true. But yeah, we have a great show ahead for you. She is one of the most amazing people, and you're going to get to learn a lot more about who she is and what she does. So that's what we have here for you today. But before we go there, I have my good friend Oscar is going to talk a little bit about what he does. And also, Oscar, we're going to feature a little bit of OUR
Sure.
rescue. So talk a little bit about that. Maybe talk about that first, and then go to the legal shield.
Sure. So what we do
Okay.
through our organization, I'm just a little part of that organization. We help fund our rescue program, which works with Border Patrol. They work with police forces all around the world, finding traffickers, finding human trafficking, which is huge now. It's even worse with wars, with open borders. It gets worse, and basically no way to stop it unless you really, really, really know what you're looking for. And these guys have the expertise. They're working with, like I said, other governments. They have dogs that can sniff out computers. They sniff out thumb drives, electronics. They sniff it out because people will hide that in their house. So a lot of investigation goes on, and it takes a long time to bring people to justice. But they're doing it one at a time. If you've seen a couple of great videos. One is It's Happening Right Here, which talks about what trafficking is like in the US. It's a lot different than in other countries where, people show up with a van and throw your kid in there, but our kids are being groomed online, and something they're doing every day, which is online gaming. That online gaming has a chat feature. That chat feature is full of predators acting like they're 14 and 15-year-olds. So you need to educate yourself as a parent. Like in my age, I was taught not to cross the street without holding hands. But as technology has evolved, how do we protect our kids when we don't know what to look for? So a great movie, It's Happening Right Here, will help out understanding what predators are doing and how they are focusing in on the U.S. population. That's one of the things we're funding with the business that I do, which is I am an associate with Legal Shield and ID Shield. And what that does is the legal part is fantastic. It puts a law firm in your pocket 24/7, 365. They're our top five areas of law: consumer finance. Have you ever had a problem with a product that wasn't good, and you try to talk to the company and they tell you to go pound sand. Our consumer lawyers are fantastic. I got $1,200 back from a couple of companies that told me, there's a door, don't let it hit you on the way out. It changed dramatically when they got a letter from our law firm. Estate planning. How many people have planned their estates? Do you have an updated will? Do you have one at all? How much does it cost to get one? Legal Shield provides the will, living will, healthcare power of attorney as part of your subscription. And we're looking at like $1 a day subscription for a family. So it's as opposed to $15,000 to do a will, or $1,500. Landlord tenant disputes. If you're either a landlord or a tenant, have that law firm on your side. Real estate, anything involving real estate. Ricky is doing mortgage. You need a lawyer to make sure that all of that is done correctly. And why not have a law firm that gives you a 25% discount on your legal fees for buying or selling a house? And then family law, divorce. If you have a non-contested divorce, and if you're doing a simple adoption, it is included in your package. On the identity theft part, I focus something different every time. And I got a sheet. If you want it, let me know. 50 reasons that you should have ID Shield on your phone. And one of the things I want to hit on, not only, of course, they're going to check for identity theft, the breaches that are going on every day. I post it on LinkedIn. Of course, they're going to do the research, and they're going to do the restoration, which mostly nobody else does. But we have teamed up with Trend Micro, and they have added so many features to our identity theft. One is reputation management. I mean, your kids are posting online every day. Eventually, they're going to go get a job. You know, is that HR person going to Google their name, look up what they've put online, and see if they're going to hire them? That's very, very important. So, reputation management. It says your ID Shield has gone through 7,100,000 posts that people have put up in pictures. 263,000 were flagged, and I had a lot of mine flagged too. Things that I put up in 1985 don't go well in 2024. So to have that reputation management in there, VPN built in. What is VPN? You go to Starbucks, you go to the airport, you're using your phone, your information can be stolen at the in those areas, because there are also fake Wi-Fi's that are set up, and we actually did that in one of our workshops. We set up a fake Wi-Fi, and people logged into that Wi-Fi thinking they were at the hotel Wi-Fi, and we said, "Here you go. Here's all your information that we've gathered from you." So that VPN is very important. The best way to look at it is you wouldn't go to a public bathroom if it didn't have stalls with doors. If you're using your Wi-Fi at a Starbucks, there's no door on your information. It is out there for everyone to see. So that's my little bit for today. Thank you, Phil, and let's get back to you and our guests for today.
Oh, right. You know what, Oscar? Every time you do a presentation, every time you speak about what you do, I start building my bunker again. I spent a week not working on it. I'll be back digging, getting the shovel.
Well, this is it. This is your digital bunker. You really need to see what's
It's
going on all around you, and
knock out the walls a little bit.
yeah,
Boom.
it is
Yeah,
frightening. If you're in my business, and
absolutely.
you get updates daily on the breaches and malware attacks and Trojan inclusion, it's crazy. It's like you want to unplug and go live with the Amish.
Well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to go that far with it. But I think it's time for us to introduce our guest for the afternoon. So, if you know anybody that has a business or is in HR, and they're looking for somebody to come in and kind of get their people to work together in a more effective way, we have the right person here for you. It is none other than Miss Alicia Alexander. Alicia
Hi, gentlemen.
Alexander.
Hi,
I,
gentlemen. Dr. Philip, Oscar. How you guys doing?
Excellent.
awesome, awesome. You know you have one of those like amazing names to announce, right? Yeah,
Alicia J.
if
Alexander.
you ever need somebody to kind of just like present your name in like the way it needs to be presented, just give me a
Right.
call. I think I got
But
it
you know
down
what?
pat.
I have to shout out my Caribbean men, especially my father. He died when I was 6, but he's the one who named me. So Caribbean men always name their children good names.
That he was on point. He was on point. So it was so great to have you on with us today, Alicia. Before we get into the meat of it, please introduce yourself and tell our folks exactly what you do.
All right, everyone. My name is Alicia Alexander, and my company is Make a Difference Consulting. I have the privilege to educate, public speak, and coach on authentic appreciation. It helps organizations retain their staff, increase net profits, and mitigate the high cost of turnover. Uh, Authentic appreciation in the workplace addresses a myriad of um, problems that corporations may face or need to address, and I'll talk more about that later.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The thing is when you're in a corporation, I've realized, and this is maybe off subject, but I've realized that sometimes when it's owned by a board of trustees and investors, it kind of loses the human element
Mm.
versus when it's like the original owner. I know that, maybe 10, 15 years from now, God willing, I retire and somebody says, yeah, I'm going to be the CEO of PNN. I'm positive there are going to be changes that I may not like. But at that point, I'm not going to have any control over that, right? It's the same way with Sam Walton and Walmart. A lot of the people that started with Sam Walton loved working at Walmart because of the human element. The family really cared about the people, right? And then Sam Walton passed away, and the company got taken over, and now it functions in a very total, more kind of like robotic way. So, how do you help how do you help corporations that it seems to be very difficult for them to have a hold on the human element of their business?
Well, I would say having definitive training programs such as authentic appreciation in the workplace. I am my A little bit about me is that my background is in human resources, so I belong to SHRM, which is Society of Human Resources Management.org, and it's a great resource for corporations and organizations in their human resource department. Um, it provides a lot of information that helps corporation abide by the law of human resource management. But to answer your question, having training programs that help organizations and management leadership relate with their staff, such as authentic appreciation in the workplace, is a great tool to bring a cohesive, participatory work culture. A lot of times, work cultures may stray away from the original design, but if you have something in place, a training program, even resources, it helps to get back on the track of the original intent.
Yeah, I see that what Phil was saying earlier. So you have a small business, it's mom and pop, and like Amazon. You're growing it from your garage. You have a certain culture there, and then it gets taken over by a corporation. Now you lose that, like you said, you lose that personal touch. Would you suggest that people that are growing their business, they're scaling up before they get to that part where they're going to incorporate and bring that up? to bring you in and say, this is the culture that you have. This is the culture we're going to keep by using these programs to make sure that, Joe that works in accounting is appreciated. He's not just the accountant number 1, 2, 3, 4, and nobody knows his name or what he does or what's going on. Is that
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing is document. If you have a certain procedure in place, document it so that people can refer to the handbook and keep the original intent of the corporation going. Relationships are important, especially in the workplace. My title is interpersonal workplace relationship expert. And so my desire and my goal is to help workplace relationships understand one another at a point that makes work the culture very friendly and participatory.
Yeah, and I don't know if we discussed this before or we talked about it this morning, that the idea that, I believe you touched on it in your opening. You went through the process of looking for an employee. You found certain people that are going to make it to the interview part. Now they've gone through the interview. Now they're getting trained. Now you're taking someone off of production to train that person. Now they're trained, and 2 months later, they feel like nobody. I've been here 2 months. Nobody knows my name. Nobody knows anything about me. Nobody cares. My friend over there said he's working at Starbucks, and they really treat him nice. I'd rather take a pay cut and go there. How is that? How important is that to someone that is growing their business?
Well, authentic appreciation in the workplace is a good solution to help organizations in that place of not feeling that original intent of having a whole work culture um, being in place. So sometimes if you strayed from what the original intent was, something like authentic appreciation in the workplace would be necessary to bring back relationships, to bring back cohesiveness
Mm.
Yeah,
in the work culture.
what do you mean by authentic? Because people get a pat on the head as the boss walks by. That's not really
That's
authentic. That's
no, no. I like that, but no, being authentic
Attaboy.
means
way to go, whatever your name is.
right. Well, no, you want
Employee
to.
number 75.
No, for instance, if you want to say convey a good job to someone, you want to use that person's name. Yes, we're not number 500 in the employee list, but um, that's only for accounting. So, because I understand that, but when you're relating person to person in the workplace, it is best to use the person's name. If you're congratulating them on something, let's speak specifically about what you're congratulating for and why it was important. Being able to share that, or convey that you're doing a good job needs to be personable, and it needs to be done within a good time frame. Let's say 24 to 48 hours, 72 for the latest, but as long as it's done within a timely manner, that conveying of um, respect and of generosity to say thank you is a good thing.
I remember
Now,
I had a boss when I worked in a dental lab, and he'd come in every day and say, "Good morning, my beautiful people." And it's like, oh yeah, he knows we're here. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, good something like that is a little bit fun, makes the work culture fun, but being specific to that person that you want to convey a good job to. And the other thing is we all have a primary and secondary appreciation language. That's what authentic appreciation in the workplace is designed to help you know what is your staff's, the individuals in your staff appreciation language, and how do we convey that appreciation to them. Not only that, but we have an assessment called Managing by Appreciation Inventory. It helps you to know who and what kind of appreciation that person would like to receive. If it's coming from the boss, if it's coming from the owner, if it's coming from a colleague, if it's coming from somebody that is subordinate to them, that appreciation is important to that person, and it should be direct, received from the person that they would want to have it received from. If that's making any sense to you, but
Yeah,
that's
it makes it
yeah.
makes total sense because it's like you want your immediate, like especially if it's your immediate supervisor, right? You want your immediate supervisor to be, because that's the one you have the primary relationship with. Most of the time you're not going to meet the VP of the corporation or the, you're not going to be personal with him or her. But when you have your supervisor come and you go, yeah, you've been such a great employee, I love your motivation or whatever. And especially if you're new, I appreciate your effort. Here is a gift card to Starbucks, from me. I mean, I don't think that managers understand how far that goes for that employee, especially if it's a new person, because now that motivation level goes like through the roof. No matter what anybody there says, that's like a number one supervisor because he just took like 5 minutes of his day to say, I appreciate you, and
Yes.
that goes a long, long way. Now, what about these love languages you keep talking about? You have these love languages that you use in your program. Tell the folks a little bit more about that.
Sure, absolutely. Um, okay, so the love languages is a solution for relationships. So, but in the workforce, it's called appreciation language. So we have
Mhm.
5 appreciation languages. The first one is words of affirmation. About 46% of the population has this. And it's a basic way of saying congratulations, thank you for what you've done. Um, and it could be written or verbal. The second
Mhm.
one is quality time, just hanging out, spending time with the person that you feel closest to on the job. That's quality time. Or having someone come and spend time with you and help you to achieve, just hang out. The third one is acts of service. Excuse me, acts of service. And acts of service is being able to pitch in and get work done in a timely manner. If there's a hard stop or a hard deadline, being able to recognize and say to that person who has the deadline that, and is their language is acts of service. Hey, I'm available. Let's do this project. I have time and I can do it the way you want it to get done. The fourth one is tangible gifts, like the example that Dr. Phillip just shared about giving a gift card to a fellow employee from the superintendent or the supervisor. Um, that is one of that is the tangible language right there, that tangible gifts. And the last one, which is not necessarily last on the totem pole, but it is one of the appreciation language, is physical touch, and that's limited to handshakes, a good firm handshake, a pat on the back, a fist bump, or a high five. The nice thing about physical touch in the workplace is it's across all cultures, so you're not going to be leaving anybody out, and it's a way of conveying respect gently. But the thing you want to remember is that you want to respect people's boundaries, because some cultures have certain things about touching the workplace, and you want to respect that.
Excellent. Because, yeah, everybody has their space, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has their space there where they feel safe. And it's not everybody that likes a hug, it's not everybody that likes to be approached. So you got to kind of like know your people and know how to approach them. I want to read this. I want to read this testimonial I got from your website, by the way. And for those of you who are looking to reach out to Alicia, it is make a difference consulting.com. It is make a difference consulting.com. You can go there and visit this. But I love this testimonial. I was reading it just a little bit. And here's what this person said. Patricia, I have had a distinct pleasure of collaborating with Alicia Alexander, a true expert in the field of the workplace retention. Alicia's deep understanding of employee engagement and retention strategies is nothing short of impressive. Her innovative approaches and tailored solutions have consistently proven to be effective in fostering a positive and productive work environment. This is like an amazing, amazing thing to
Yes.
say. You go in. It sounds like you went in her space and you just made it light up. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, Patricia and I worked online. I'm going to share the website. It's happyneighborhoodproject.com. They've gone through a little bit of transition, but to work with their people is wonderful, especially working with Patricia, being able to learn what she does in her realm of things and share what Make a Difference Consulting does. Um, was really rewarding, very rewarding.
Absolutely. Oscar, what do you think of that? That was an amazing testimony, no? You're muted for some reason, I
I
think.
said, did I write that testimony? Because that's a really good testimony. No, it goes to I think people have an aha moment where this is what you're explaining. I'm like, well, if she didn't tell me this, I would have never known. So I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm reading in this thing is like she helped me do this, this, and this, and this things that I didn't know without her, which is what we say all the time. Which, save yourself time, money, and the heartaches. Just hire a professional. So if you're going to have employees, if you want to keep them happy, if you want to keep them working with you, Alicia is the person to talk to make sure all of that stays in place.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So, Alicia, before we go, we are almost at the end of our program today. There is so much that you've already put into this 30 minutes of just, featuring you on our Focus on You program here. So, what do you want folks to walk away with when they think of your business? Like, if they're stuck, their employees is every day of the week they have to solve some sort of issue between an employee and another employee, or employee and the supervisor, an employee and the higher up manager. Almost every week there's a situation, a fire to put out. What's your advice for them first, and then how can they reach you? What's the most effective way to reach you if it's any 911? Like everybody, they're hearing that everybody's about to quit, including their HR person. Right?
That happens, but
I
we want
know.
to stop
Listen,
that.
I
Mm.
know it. So tell us a little bit. What advice would you give this person who's about to pull all their hair out?
Well, I want to speak to the business owner at this moment, or the
Mhm.
corporation legal staff. Um, the topics of diversity, equity, and inclusion the topic of conflict resolution, the topic of change management, the topic of interpersonal work relationships can be solved through authentic appreciation in the workplace. We are industry specific, so if you are in medical or legal or um, any other industry, construction, we do have information to share specifically to your industry. We want to remember that your staff is not just human capital. Your staff are individuals who may be facing situations that they haven't talked about, and they may need someone to come in and just help them communicate what the situation they're facing through the appropriate parties. We can
Mhm.
help you have a cohesive work culture and a participatory, harmonious culture. That's my job, and I love it, and I will hope to help you soon. Make a Difference Consulting, Alicia Alexander. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Alicia. This was amazing. Do you think, Oscar, this was an
Yes.
amazing show?
Again,
And appreciate. Yeah, go ahead.
hire a professional. Save yourself time. Somebody's real excited about that. See, save yourself time, money.
Thank
Yeah. So
you.
yeah, thank you so much, Alicia. Don't forget to go to makeadifferenceconsulting.com because that's a place that can make a big difference in your workspace. If you're listening to this, if you ran across this and you're an employee, refer Alicia to your HR department and have them reach out to her. If you see the dramas constantly breaking out in your workplace, reach out to her and have her help your company get on track. All right. Thank you everybody again for watching. Focus on You with Phil and Oscar, and we will see you again next week. Take care, everybody. Peace.